Dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore.
I've been lit for days. I wish my life was on a different page. I got peers and they got shit for brains. If you calm, you must have missed the rage. Me and the homies in our hundreds, but who's counting? We all ditched our rage. I got a biddy with a booty, don't stop. That shit clap like a crowd, that 187 the cop. I know a guy with an IQ that's peaking the top. He got a felony on his sheet, he pushing a mob. There's a house of cards being built around me and you. No sign of the doors or windows, but they'll sell you the view. Most of these homebodies pay the rent, but ain't got a clue. It's the same old kidnapping, just the ransom is new. The world we living in is really stranger than fiction. My fucking strength done gave me pills to kick my Twitter addiction. Some of you folks fragile, scared to make a decision. Congratulations, your staleness is your prison.
I don't want you to protest, I don't want you to riot, I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being, god damn it! My life has
I'm
value!
in the danger zone, the feds listen when I'm on the phone. I ain't special, that's just how it's going. Yesterday I had to smoke a clone. Got high enough to tap my dome. Started slurring like I'm Post Malone. It ain't an office, it's a rush to the loot. Outside a voting center, sign said, who got the juice? If we're being capable of such a noble pursuit, then why ask the tree to stop making poisonous fruit? No system ever wanted us to win from the start. Imagine choking on the paint but still respecting the art. That's why these kids are willing to walk into the dark. And besides, a little danger can be good for your heart. You can peek behind the curtain, but it's on with the show. They think to shut this shit down, you gotta prove what you know. The only thing worse than clickbait from Donnie and Joe is the thought of either one of them fucking me slow.
And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be peddled for truth on this network? Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs.
Good evening. Sorry, I didn't mean that last cough. I was trying to fight that off at the last minute. I was like, good, going up like a minute or so in, and I had a little bitty cough, and that's how it starts. The damn thing, it comes up with a little bitty cough, and then it just starts choking you. It's like, it knows when I'm going live. It does. Anyway, good evening. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Of course, we're still wrapping that up. We don't want to go too fast because, well, our bedtime is typically about 2 hours from now, and a whole hell of a lot of stuff can happen between now and then, I'm telling you. My goodness. I was telling you about how I lost track now. About how things were going to accelerate. And the news is clear proof of that acceleration. There are so many headlines, because I'm going to do the headlines from Friday all the way through today, till this evening, and there's a whole lot of headlines. So if there are some that I run by that really isn't, either that or something, that a situation that is much further along or whatever, I'll try to skip past that stuff. I hope everybody's being safe. I really do. Our poor little town's getting hit pretty hard. It really is. I've been on a post-it here. I've been keeping the numbers daily, and let's see. Friday, we were at 799. Okay, total confirmed. And then yesterday, we went up to 836, so that was up 37 total confirmed in 24 hours. And then today, the number went up to 43, so that's another 7 more total confirmed to put on there. So we're at 843 as of the numbers today. Not super far away from that 1,300 number I was talking about. That's going to be roughly 10% of the population. And if you don't mind, I would like to ask for prayers. Somebody I went to school with has a son that looks like they could possibly be dealing with this, with COVID-19. Things are looking up from the last post I had seen. So let me put it that way. From the last post I had seen, things were looking up. So just please, if you wouldn't mind, say a prayer or two. Thinking about the situation, and I'm not going to go into try not to go into any details of it. But I do want to discuss one portion of it, and I've talked about it here before. I want to really emphasize on it, and I want to focus on it here before we get into headlines, which I'll be doing pretty quickly because of there is just a tremendous amount of headlines. So, what I want to talk about is viral load. We had talked about this on a number of occasions. Chris, is it Martinson, I think is how you say his name. If I'm saying that, I'm sorry. Peak Prosperity is the YouTube channel. And I'm telling you, that guy is spot on. He has been spot on. And he has talked a lot about viral load and the impact of different levels of viral load on us. Perfectly, let me give you an example. And let me explain this. And I'm repeating the information that he had said. So you can go find the videos. I can't tell you which ones it was. I just pay close attention and I try to remember what's important. He said that some viruses, when you get them, you get the virus. In other words, you get a viral load. It doesn't matter if it's a big viral load, a small viral load. You're gonna get the virus. It's gonna run its course. Other types of viruses, the amount of viral load that you intake directly affects how sick you could get. So in the case of COVID-19, a healthy person could get an extremely large dose viral load, okay, and become extremely ill with it. To where somebody that has, for instance, a lot of comorbidities and they're older in age, they might get a small viral load and lose the fight just from a small viral load. So just because you're young, you're strong, doesn't mean that this can't bring you to your knees. And there's no way to know what kind of viral load that you might be taking on. There's no way to know. And I'm only telling you this stuff is because I think the most important thing anybody can do in all this mess is just tell the damn truth. That's it. It's a shame we don't have politicians on either side that care about the truth. We don't have news networks. We don't. It's ridiculous. How many times have you heard about viral load on mainstream news? And the differences and man, I am concerned. I'm not going to go into any details, but the young man I'm speaking of may have been around a number of other people. And if this is indeed what he had, and he had that much of a viral load in himself, and he was that far along, I'm worried about those around him. I hope they keep a close eye on him, and if you don't mind, say a prayer for them as well. This ain't a joke. It's not fake. Not fake. And again, I've said it a number of times. It's not an extinction level event. It's not that. It can make a healthy person sick enough to kill them. It can. I think it really depends on that. I think a lot of it depends on that viral load. Beyond the comorbidities and the age and all of that. I think a lot of it really falls down to that viral load. I think if you get enough of it, and that's that. So just be careful, folks. Don't tell other people what to do, but protect yourself. You cannot constitutionally go around and dictate what others do unless they're on your property. So do what you can to protect yourself. And the best way that you can do that is if you can avoid the public. That is the number one best way. Don't be where the problem is. So that's not possible for everybody because some people have to work in public settings. I have a feeling that a lot of that's going to be coming to a halt pretty soon. Just saying. Not that I'm happy about it or anything like that. I'm here to do the news. Man, I think this country's going to come to a grinding halt fast, and I think it's probably going to be before Biden takes the helm. I don't think we got that much time. I don't think we got nearly that much time. I think by Christmas we're going to be in some sad shape. I know I can tell you that I've had the conversation with Jen just today that we may have to cancel Thanksgiving plans. And it's not like we go to a big extravaganza. We have one friend come over. That's it. But it's not worth the risk because this cat has comorbidities. More than I like to think about. So, just trying to be careful. Now, as I told Jen, we'll weigh out the situation as things go. It's not, Thanksgiving's not tomorrow. So we'll weigh out the situation. Our friend drives a bus, namely a school bus. It kind of puts her in a bit of a high-risk position. Okay, so that's a bit scary for me. But I have a feeling, a very distinct feeling, that schools are going to be shutting down real quick like. real quick like. As in this coming week. I'm just got a hunch. We'll see. We'll see. But if I'm correct and that happens, then she won't be in a high risk environment unless she does something else to put herself in a high risk environment. If she remains out of a high risk environment and she's not one that, goes to the nightclubs and parties all night long and all of that, she's pretty well at home and whatnot. So as long as she remains out of high risk environments and stuff like that leading up to Thanksgiving and, they cut school, then yeah, I don't see an issue, But if I'm incorrect and school runs all week long and everything's all normal and hunky-dory and it's starting to run into way too close to time periods there. In fact, any of this is playing with fire considering the incubation period involved. So you're kind of playing with fire. But I will say our friend unfortunately suffers from the comorbidities too, many of the comorbidities. So I don't think she would be one that would be in the upper end of the incubation period, if you know what I'm saying, before she became asymptomatic. So I'm kind of somewhat winging it on the the assumption there on how that works. I just want to make that clear because I'm not a medical professional, but that theoretically is sound to me. Nonetheless, be careful. Remember the viral load. That's what's important. There's been a lot of, bickering and all this about why can't I do this, but I can do this. Why can't I do that? And a lot of it has to do with the amount of time that you're going to be in that spot and the amount of viral load that you could likely take on while in that spot, okay? They're not talking about it. The mainstream's not talking about the viral load. If people were being actually educated by the news and by politicians instead of being swayed with agendas, then maybe people would understand this stuff. That's why I don't get involved in all of the political agenda crap and all of that. I find people that are out there like me that are searching for the data, that are looking for hard data to go by, not stupid conspiracy theories that are really, really getting out of hand. They're ridiculous at this point. Let me have a sip of coffee. And at some point during this monologue, I'm probably gonna have to go fill my coffee cup, so just be warned. Or don't be warned, I don't care, but at some point this cat's getting up and going and getting another cup of coffee, I can guarantee you that. What? Oh, yeah. Fun. Not really. No, I just wanted to talk to you about that. I think it's important, and I think it's something to keep in the back of your head. The whole viral load thing, it's even if you can't 110% protect yourself, if you can 70 or 80% protect yourself, maybe you can cut down on the amount of viral load that you take and maybe not be as ill as otherwise. So do whatever you can. As we always say in prepping, you do whatever you can. By the way, side note, a little programming note. Obviously, I did a knife review video that I put up earlier today. Tomorrow, if all goes as planned, I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to tell you the title of it, but I'm not going to tell you much. So it's going to be called Watchman's EDC Blades and Beyond. And I'm not going to give you any more details on it. I think it's going to be a cool little video. I think it's going to be helpful. I hope it's going to be helpful. That's the intention, is for it to be helpful. Maybe a little bit of a guide for people that might be just starting or looking or whatever. Because I think, I really do think, and I'm pretty confident that I've got a fairly decent setup at this point when it comes to blades. Not any of the expensive super duper, Spyderco and Benchmade and this and that and the other thing. No. In fact, none of that. None of that. And I think that's the important part of it. All of the stuff that is going to be in the video is going to be inexpensive. So that is, in my opinion, very important. So anyway, enough with that. Let me add another sip of coffee here. And here's what I'll do. I'll kind of mosey through the normal stuff, get my coffee all finished up, and then before I start headlines, I'll go fill my coffee cup, and that way I got something to drink while I'm doing headlines. So alrighty. Let's see. Man. Got that little itchy feeling at the back of my throat. I hate that. Alright. Amazon affiliate. We are at $7.94. I show that many more items were ordered. I thank you very much for that. Seriously, that's awesome. Thank you. For those that don't know, we're an Amazon affiliate. What that is we've got a link in the description of our videos, as well as at thewatchmannews.com, right here in the top right. If you're on a mobile device, that link doesn't show up. I'm sorry, you'll have to click on the link in the videos. However, that would be hard for me to do at this particular time, Metal, because it's in pieces still on the table in there. So if I would flip it now, every single piece would go all across the room, and I would never ever be able to put it back together again. So, however, I will get you for that tomorrow, if that's okay, because probably after the show here, I'm gonna go back there and put it together. I measured the bearings in it, and then I'm going to get the, I don't know whether or not I should, I'm not a knife guy. I don't know whether or not I should get the ceramic bearings or the 440 steel bearings for it. I don't know which one would be best, but nonetheless, I'm going to get different bearings for it, and but I had to measure it, so I will put it back together after the show, because I'm not going to keep it apart that long, and then I'll do it tomorrow on the show. I'll do it live so you can see it. But yeah, it's awesome. It's I love that thing. Let's see. Oh, now I know where I was. So the links are in the description of the videos, or is it the Watchman News? And I appreciate that. For those that don't know, at the end of the month, throughout the month, as people buy stuff, it gives us a little commission for it. It doesn't cost you anything more, and it adds that all up at the end of the month, and it's really kind of cool. Easiest, simple way. And if somebody out there's got a website or anything like that, or you got a YouTube channel, it's a great way. So become an Amazon affiliate. It's really an awesome thing. It really is. Okay. We got a Teespring store. Right now we got 4 different designs. Best way to find them is go to thewatchmannews.com. Scroll down on the home page. Currently 4 different designs. It's more than t-shirts. There's tote bags. There's coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff. So If you see a design you like, click on the image, and that will take you to Teespring, where you'll see all kinds of products with that design, and you can make your purchase there. So we also have a PayPal donate link. That's in the description of the videos, as well as at the watchmannews.com in the main menu there. You click that, and it takes you to our PayPal donation page. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You can do so as a guest with a debit or a credit card. But I always let people know it says Transforming Disabilities up top, but it also says Purpose, the Watchman News donation. That way you know you're in the right place. So. Yeah, like anytime before you go to buy stuff, yeah, just click on that link. But you got to do it every time. I don't mean before every product you buy. How it was explained to me was that it puts a cookie on your browser, and how it was explained to me is that cookie is good for 24 hours as long as you don't click on another affiliate link. So if, like, for instance, if you clicked my affiliate link and then sometime later on throughout the day click somebody else's affiliate link, then it would be their cookie, all right? Not my cookie. So, yeah, it would change cookies. So keep my cookie. No, I'm kidding. Seriously, that's how I say it was explained to me. How I read it is that it puts a cookie on the browser for 24 hours. So all you got to do is before you go to shop, just click the link and you're good to go. So anyway, let's see. Close that. Show you kind of what's up with this. Refresh it real quick. Looks like we got a low number. Actually, it's below 1,000. That's why I'm saying a low number. It's absolutely not low, especially considering that's fatal cases. But it's at 897 currently. But remember, sometime in the afternoon, that resets. So it's not like at midnight they're done counting. No, it's more like sometime in the afternoon they'll be done counting. So it'll be over 1,000. But at least it's not right this moment. So they're showing yesterday new cases were at 159,725 on the chart here. Fatal cases, they're showing 1,281. So I would say it's probably safe to say that we're going to probably see at least that again. If you notice, we are not getting our gaps. This here is probably going to be our new gap. If you see that, that's probably going to be the new gap. We're probably going to be shooting up somewhere around where we were real quick, like within a week or two. So this here might be setting the new trend. You see the trend, how they do that? I mean, it's kind of a clear trend. Okay, that might be setting the new trend for the low. All right, so it doesn't take long. Doesn't take long to get out of hand, and I have a feeling it's it's going to go insane. Remember, we had summer that muted it. Okay, we had summer that just wiped it out. Summer is over. We don't have that now. Now the only thing we've got is, really honestly, each other. That's all we've got now, is each other. Let's see. We're at, I went over this earlier. We're at 843. I did go over that earlier. Not good. Not good. Huh. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. Let me real quick go fill my cup, and I'll be right back. It only take me a second. I'll at least start the intro song again. I won't play it all the way through. I'll stop it as soon as I get back. So, be right back.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us Today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore.
I've been lit for days. I wish my life was on a different page. I got peers and they got shit for brains. If you calm, you must have missed the rage. Me and the homies in our hundreds, but who's counting? We all ditched our rage. I got a biddy with a booty, don't stop. That shit clap like a crowd, that 187 to cop. I know a guy with an IQ that's peaking the top. He got a felony on his sheet, he pushing the mob. There's a house of cards being built around me and you. No sign of the doors or windows, but they'll sell you the view. Most of these homebodies pay the rent, but ain't got a clue. It's the same old kidnapping, just the ransom is new. The world we living in is really stranger than fiction. My fucking strength and gave me pills to kick my Twitter addiction. Some of you folks fragile, scared to make a decision. Congratulations, your staleness is your prison.
I don't want you to protest, I don't want you to riot, I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being, god damn it! My life has
I'm
value!
in the danger zone. The feds listen when I'm on the phone. I ain't special, that's just how it's going. Yesterday I had to smoke a clone. Got high enough to tap my dome. Started slurring like I'm Post Malone. It ain't an office, it's a rush to the loot. Outside a voting center, sign said, who got the juice? If we're a being capable of such a noble pursuit, then why ask the tree to stop making poisonous fruit? No system ever wanted us to win from the start. Imagine choking on the paint but still respecting the art. That's why these kids are willing to walk into the dark. And besides, a little danger can be good for your heart. You can peek behind the curtain, but it's on with the show. They think to shut this shit down, you gotta prove what you know. The only thing worse than clickbait from Donnie and Joe is the thought of either one of them fucking me slow.
And when the 12th largest company in the world controls the most awesome goddamn propaganda force in the whole godless world, who knows what shit will be peddled for truth on this network? Television is not the truth.
Alrighty. Sorry about that. Actually took me a little longer than I thought it would. Alrighty. Let's do some headlines. And again, starting with Friday here. Pay attention to the acceleration. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff I'll stop and talk about. And if there is whatever, if there is something that I feel like that I maybe need to discuss a little bit more after I go through the headlines, I will. There's a lot of headlines. And I tried this this weekend. I tried to, well, of course, for Shabbat, I really tried to chill on the news and stuff. I did put out the headlines. I tweeted them out and stuff, but that was it. I really didn't dive a whole lot into it. What I did do was, just try to relax. That's what I did do for Shabbat. I had a great flight in Flight Simulator with a bunch of guys. Largest group that I've flown with. It was a huge group. That was really, really enjoyable. Had a great men's prayer group Zoom call after later on yesterday. So it was great. It was great. It was a nice close up on Shabbat, and so very rejuvenating, very rejuvenating. So anyway, I didn't really mull over the news, and I know today as I was putting out headlines and I'd seen some of the headlines, all I could do is shake my head. So, sip of coffee. All right, let's do this, even though we know it's wrong. All right, starting Friday, who's meddling now? Zuckerberg tells employees it's clear Biden won still contested U.S. election. Gates Foundation pours another $70 million into pushing COVID-19 vaccines on third world countries as safety and efficacy questions remain. We're getting this shoved right up our asses. I hope you know that. Russia deals with South Korean pharmaceutical GL Rafa to manufacture Sputnik V coronavirus vaccine. Media outlets project Biden victory in Arizona as Trump campaign seeks court intervention in the battleground states. China extends congratulations to President-elect Joe Biden. So now China has actually, and again, we're on Friday's news, so China has actually came out and congratulated Biden. So I believe we're kind of waiting on Russia, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know of any others. Possibly Bibi. I don't know if Bibi really congratulated him or not. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I know he said positive things about Biden, but I don't know that he had congratulated him as in, the formality BS, because that's what it is, and I don't think countries should. I don't think they should have to kowtow to other countries. Screw that. Let's see. Russian economy shows strong signs of recovery from coronavirus plunge. Something extremely bogus is going on. Musk says he's positive and negative for COVID-19 after taking 4 tests in one day. French forces kill senior North Africa Al-Qaeda operative in Mali, says the minister. China about to pull off diplomatic coup by striking world's largest free trade agreement, which is probably something to pay attention to. Boris Johnson's advisor Dominic Cummings to resign as promised once Brexit deal completed, says reports. Wuhan, China authorities find coronavirus on packaging of Brazilian beef. Where's the beef? Probably in that water you see there. France to oppose U.S. withdrawal from the Middle East during Pompeo Paris visit. A mutation that made coronavirus so infectious may also be Achilles' heel for vaccines to target, says a study. It's perfectly all right. You keep that. Look who's back. Biden could tap Hillary Clinton to serve as U.S. envoy to the UN. I'm sorry that I had to read that headline. I am. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Once in a while I entertain this thought. And you know I don't want to think about it if I say once in a while I entertain it. Once in a while, I entertain the thought of a Biden presidency, and it ain't good. I'm seriously concerned. Seriously, because it's not really a Biden presidency, right? His name's on the door, but ain't nobody home. Anyway, let me continue on before the drones get sent before I can get the show done. Too early to say how long anti-coronavirus lockdown light. Too early to say how long anti-coronavirus lockdown light will last, German health minister says. I don't know what he means by lockdown light. Okay. I read the headline, that counts. New START looks finished. Russia's Lavrov pessimistic about future extension of nuclear arms treaty, calls U.S. demands unacceptable. Russian online retailer Ozone plans $750 million U.S. listing, says a report. Moscow would like a U.S. president willing to put at least some effort into fixing ties with Russia, says a Kremlin spokesman. A Target dumps transphobic book after a single complaint on Twitter, prompting cries of censorship. Okay? This is the first time. This is the first time. And by the way, we're still on Friday. On that note, sip of coffee. Ah, yum. Yum, yum. A little bit of nicotine. You know, just trying to take care of the most important vices. All right. French PM Castex seeks to push back regional elections by 3 months due to coronavirus. A British minister rules out Brexit delay to COVID-19 vaccine imports. BRICS banks to discuss responsible financing and support measures during COVID-19 crisis. Scientists, listen to this. This is mind-blowing. Scientists develop laser pin, quote-unquote, tractor beam, which maybe they're trying to kill me before I can tell you, man. Which can control lightning and prevent forest fires. So that son of a bitch Smokey the Bear lied, right? Because not only can you prevent forest fires, but one of these damn nifty newfangled laser pins can prevent forest fires, and they're telling me right now Smokey lied, and I'm pretty upset about it. Anyway, that is some pretty that's concerning. Actually, let's not bullshit anybody. That's some concerning stuff right there. I'll move on because I think I hear the drone circling. Quality versus quota. Outcry as Mayor Sadiq Khan tells London police that 40% of new hires must be BAME. BAME. You must be BAME. I think that's the ethnic minority backgrounds, but I think each one stands for something. I don't know what it is. I can't even tell you what all the LGBTQRS stuff is at this point. You know what? I can't even tell you. I can't remember which one. Anyway, let me continue on with headline. We got plenty. John, dear, what? I'm not even sure what. God only knows. I don't know which headline you were referring to. Or comment. Okay. Second Soviet Union. Hungary's Orban rips into EU's plans to make access to Brussels funds conditional. Let's see. How can you blame who? Because how can you blame who? How can you blame the WHO? Who? Because someone ate a bat? Question mark. Russia stands up for health organization after U.S. COVID row. So. Let's see. A Russian company is fined $200,000 after research discovers 600. Get the 100 out of your head. 6,600 kilometers of rivers polluted by gold miners. Greece finds COVID-19 in 2 mink farms days after Denmark ordered national cull over virus fears. Still on Friday's news. I don't know if we're getting near the end of Friday or not. I think we are. Telling you, it's nuts. Sorry, another vape and sip. All right. Let's see. Gamers roll their eyes as new Call of Duty shooter offers option to be a non-binary war criminal. So, there you go. The new Call of Duty, you can be non-binary war criminal. Aren't you happy? Cod liver oil, a weapon in the fight against COVID-19, question mark. Norwegian scientists expand massive study to find out. Interesting. 21 possible accomplices of Vienna gunman under investigation. Police still searching for source of weapons. Japanese Prime Minister Suga refuses to declare another COVID emergency despite record daily cases. EU warns Google CEO Sundar Pichai, or Pichai, maybe Pichai, I don't know. Pichai. It won't allow the web to remain the Wild West any longer. Yeah, Google CEO, no more Wild West, you. Let's see. Russia and Turkey disagree on how to solve the Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict, with Ankara preferring a military solution, says the Kremlin. Russia's media regulator warns Google over censorship of RT documentary on U.S. militias. Interesting. Still on Friday. Law firm representing Trump in Pennsylvania suit quits amid pressure and reports of growing discomfort. You think? Russian arts sector warns of financial trouble as world-famous Bolshoi Theater reports record losses during coronavirus pandemic. What? Bolshoi? Bolshoi? I don't know. Bolshoi. Go for it. Make it sound Russian. 12 Germans from right-wing terrorist cell charged with plotting mass murder at mosques. Ireland mulls staggered release of COVID lockdown before Christmas. Russian company building replica concentration camp for kids. I mean, hey, why not? Why don't we have just backyard concentration camps or camp kits? This is crazy. Russian company building replica concentration camp for kids near Finnish border. Plans for patriotic weekend school trips. Telling you, Hasbro needs to have like a backyard concentration camp kit. Right? No, I'm kidding. I don't mean that. This is insanity. This is insane. Let's see. Russia and Hungary consider joint production of Sputnik 5 coronavirus vaccine. Sudan's ruling... insanity. Sudan's ruling council declares amnesty for fighters but excludes war crime suspects. Trump's anti-ISIS envoy admits he misled the president about U.S. troop numbers in Syria to keep them there. Man, that's not cool. At all. At all. And I had suspicions at times that Trump was being fed BS when it came to intel in the Middle East. But I also think he knew it, and I think he caught on to it way more times than we'll ever know. Trump advisor says White House moving forward under assumption election was immaculate deception. What? I wasn't thinking anything else. No, and I wasn't thinking Immaculate Conception. I was actually thinking something totally different. Never mind. We won't go there. So, soldiers and civilians reportedly killed as shells fired along Pakistan-India border in Kashmir. EU needs stricter borders and swifter action on terrorist content online after string of attacks, says the ministers. We're still on Friday. 11 injured in Lima as protesters opposing swearing in of new president clash with police. Reports of hostage situation at Montreal office of video game company Ubisoft, and I'm thinking this came up. Nothing. We'll see. TikTok handed 15-day reprieve on sale deadline by Trump administration. Ties between Moscow and OPCW going through a quote-unquote period of challenges, but point of no return not yet reached, the Russian envoy tells RT. Chicago mayor defends partying with crowd of Biden voters after blaming weddings and funerals for COVID-19 spread. This woman is nuts. No recount in Pennsylvania, Secretary of State says amid highly contested presidential election. Republicans raise issues with Georgia recount of contested presidential election. Should have modeled better behavior, California governor says after attending party that breaks his own strict COVID-19 advice. They can all do it themselves, but... Hostage situation at Ubisoft Montreal was likely a prank, Canadian media reports citing police after they evacuated the building. So, that's what I was saying. I thought I recalled putting out another headline that I couldn't remember what it was. I thought prank, but I wasn't positive. I didn't want to say that until I ran across it again. Have a sip of coffee. Now you know why I wanted to refill my coffee, because damn. Most weekends really aren't this insane with news. They really aren't. Now, Fridays, sometimes you can get a good dump, but we had pretty good dumps the whole weekend. Friday's going to be the biggest, though. Trump sees COVID-19 vaccine being distributed to high-risk population for free in weeks, but Cuomo now to delay New York shipments. CNN, NBC call last two states in presidential election, declaring Joe Biden got 306 electoral votes as Trump challenges the results again Friday. Fired Amazon worker and strike leader sues megacorporation for racial discrimination during COVID-19. A COVID test isn't a Geiger counter, says Russia's ex-health czar after Elon Musk brings up PCR false positive rates. What could go wrong? U.S. Air Force adds semi-autonomous robot dogs to patrols on Florida base. I mean, yeah, what could go wrong? Hey, look at the bright side. At least they don't have, like, heads and mouths and teeth. Maybe they just got guns, right? Maybe they just got guns. So, I mean, wouldn't you rather go out like that than you would if they had, like, big metal giant jaws and teeth? I would, yeah, hit me with a 50 cal, please. Just saying. Fauci says U.S. has independent spirit, but now is the time to do what you're told. You hear that? Do your... And if you don't do what you're told, he's going to pull his pants up really high, and he's going to tell you again. Don't make him do that. Okay, now we're to Saturday's news. And I'm getting a sip of coffee because, yeah. Huh. Hope y'all getting ready. Got any more of that prepping? All right. Saturday. Israeli spies allegedly killed Al-Qaeda's second in command in Iran 3 months ago, and all countries involved have kept mum until now. Question mark. Russia's National Wealth Fund may soon be allowed to invest in gold. Hollywood scenarios. Tehran denies Israeli operatives killed Al-Qaeda second in command in Iran. All right. Let's see. I'm going to release the Kraken. Michael Flynn's attorney vows to expose pardon me, Dem collusion behind prominent voting machine firm. 1 second that got it pulled. YouTube removes podcast featuring Alex Jones for harassment and bullying policy violation. We actually watched that live. We did watch that. I didn't get the beginning of it. Not quite sure how long in we got when I put it on. But we did watch, seemed like a good part of it live. And it was good. Alex actually seemed tamed down. He did. Alex seemed very tamed down. And it was good. I really, truly enjoyed it. And I'll actually tell you, I've been listening to a lot of Tim Pool's stuff lately. I hadn't for a long time because, I'm going to be honest, for a long time I couldn't handle the amount of left that he was. And I'm not saying that he really came around to where I like someone to be personally, which, that's fine, to each their own. However, he has made a pretty sweeping change in his viewpoints, it would seem, and incredible. He's doing some incredible stuff. So make sure you check out Timcast and Timcast IRL. I think they're two different channels. Make sure to check them out. Been doing some really, really, really good stuff. Good enough that he's getting stuff pulled from YouTube, right? U.S. dollar is facing challenges. I've been following, by the way, side note, I've been following Tim Pool since Occupy Wall Street. Tim Pool, Luke Radowski of We Are Change. There's a lot of folks that I started following during Occupy Wall Street. And I'll tell you what, Luke and Tim really did a bang-up job way back then, and they on both counts, they just got better. So I miss seeing them on the street doing street reporting, because man, do they shine. They shine when it comes to on the street reporting. But I get it. They earned their chair. You know what I mean? They earned their chair. U.S. dollar is facing challenges making China more attractive to investors, says Ray Dalio. 2 explosions reported in Ethiopia's Amhara. Government accuses rebel Tigray region of rocket attack. Ready to concede? Trump hints at one-term tenure. Reportedly says he will surrender if legal challenges fail. Pandemic puzzle solved as scientists decode why COVID-19 largely spares children. Chipmaker Qualcomm, and if this ain't crap, chipmaker Qualcomm gets green light to supply 4G products to sanctioned Huawei. Man, I'm not good with this trying to control the world's business crap. And that's what this is. That's all this boils down to. It's economic warfare, and it's bullshit. Pardon the language. And it's going to get us bombed or something or worse. We done been COVIDed, right? And you never know. where the intention lied with that. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows where the intention lied with that. You are going to see an interesting headline come up, though. You're going to see an interesting headline, I will say that. I will say that. A Target accused of enabling woke inquisition after second gender-related book disappears from retail giant's website. Remember, I told you that it was going to happen again. Here you go. However, there's a moment of reckoning, it would seem. We'll get to that. Austrians face 3-week hard lockdown amid surging COVID-19 cases. Let's see. Fund the police. Minneapolis allocates $500,000 to hire cops from other departments amid officer shortage. With Sputnik 5, Russia takes on Western big pharma giants in fight for multi-billion-dollar global COVID-19 vaccine business. I think we all pretty much knew that. And here we know Target makes abrupt U-turn and relists transphobic book after being bombarded with censorship accusations. FBI wanted to arrest pedophile Epstein at 2007 beauty pageant just months before he signed sweetheart deal. That's just completely disgusting. New petrol and diesel cars will be available for purchase in the UK for just another 10 years, says reports. The State Department fears Russian underwater nuclear drones could unleash radioactive tsunami on the U.S. Trump supporters advance on Washington, D.C. in droves for biggest rally in history. Still on Saturday's news. Let me have a sip of coffee. Yeah, I really like that rap, that paracord rap that I did, that double DNA rap. That is a really cool paracord rap for something like not like a handle, but for something like a keychain or something like that. All right. Let's see. No irregularities, ? Tennessee voter says signature verified ballot was cast in Maricopa County, Arizona, using his name. Interesting, huh? German police use water cannon anti-lockdown march blocked by counter-protesters. They shot at me. Embattled Belarus leader Lukashenko recalls assassination attempt and rules out handing over power to son. Ukrainian special forces reportedly practiced recapture of Crimea 6 years after peninsula rejoined Russia. Rothschild heir claims initial victory in legal fight over family's Nazi-seized legacy in Austria. That's kind of crazy stuff. Russia or Brussels, foreign policy becomes key battleground in Moldova's presidential election. Enormous trove of sarcophagi and gilded statues discovered in ancient Egypt capital. Forever War returns. Biden's Pentagon team puts the military-industrial complex back in command. Yep, but I mean, it wasn't really going to go anywhere with Trump at the helm either. However, there was something different there, you know? There was something different there. Look, we are not going to know all the ins and outs that's going on out there. We're just not. And all I can tell you is there is something going on different with Trump and these other cats. Now, I'm not going to sit here and listen to what he says, or I'm not going to listen to what Q says, or I'm going to observe, I'm going to watch what actions take place and do my best to figure out as much of it as I can. I really don't understand everything that's going on there. But I will wholeheartedly say that militarily he had a completely different direction than the others, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So I'm not looking forward to a Biden presidency. Not that we're gonna end up in any other place. In the end, we're still gonna end up in the same place. But man, it's one thing to have to fight to go through it, and it's another thing to have to fight cruel and unusual punishment to go through it. And yeah. All right. Kazakhstan's, if I got the right country, yeah, I can't do that. I don't know if that's Kazakhstan or not. President Japarov resigns, pledges to stand in upcoming elections. Or erections, who knows? All wars must end. Trump's new acting defense secretary signals withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan. Scuffles in Washington as thousands of Trump supporters face off against counter-protesters. We're still on yesterday's news, by the way. Thailand's king calls for unity after protesters turn back on his motorcade and throw up Hunger Games salute. Yeah. Biden transition team's head of state-owned media sees design flaw in First Amendment and advocates law against hate speech. How do you like that? So they're not even in office yet, and they're already trying to take your First Amendment. I'm telling ya, if you aren't worried, you're not paying attention. And I don't mean worried as... I hope you understand what I mean. Give your worry to the Father, right? Give your worry to Father Yah. But if you're not paying attention and your eyes open to this stuff, and yeah, I'm going to say concerned with it at the very least, you need to be. Armenia's security services say they prevented assassination attempt on PM Pashinyan. Call off the recount. Trump slams Georgia's vote recount as a waste of time without signature matching and audit. Israel signs $237 million contract with Pfizer for 8 million doses of COVID vaccine. Dozens arrested, including Jeremy Corbyn's brother, as UK anti-lockdown protesters clash with police in Liverpool and Bristol. Mobs harass Trump supporters, shoot fireworks, and touch MAGA merchandise after massive march in Washington, D.C. We're actually to today's news. Wow! Imagine that. Imagine that. Sip a coffee, celebrate. Man, told you there was a ton. I think the least was today, fortunately. But I'm going to have a vape, and I'm going to relax for a second, and then we'll continue on. Hell, I might meditate. I might play with my nipples. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I do have that. I've got a dog that wants bidding. I do have that. And let me tell you. Oh, crap. What? I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You gonna give me a kiss? Do I get a kiss? Do I get a kiss? Where's my kiss? Oh, yeah? In just a little bit, okay, babe? A little bit? Give me a little bit? Yeah, I love you too. Love you too. Okay, give me a little bit, okay? Whoa! Okay, baby. Go on. Go on. You're fine. All right. Had a minor tragedy. We got a trash can right there. And when Blue was getting down from the side of my chair, she went into the trash can. So the trash can went over with her. And, yeah. Anyway. Alrighty. Back to headlines. She's not so patiently waiting over there, but she's got to wait. All right. Today, this morning, Trump slams Antifa scum for waiting until nightfall to attack remaining innocent MAGA people when 99% had left D.C. March. U.S. left out as Asia-Pacific nations strike world's biggest trade deal. Biden's cancer charity raked in millions but spent nothing on medical research, tax filings show. Ethiopia's rebel Tigray region says it conducted strikes on capital of neighboring Eritrea. Black Friday agreement ? Amazon customer support kicks Northern Ireland out of the UK, accidentally declares United Ireland. Okay, so now Amazon is deciding those things. Big guns of global financial world dumping U.S. dollar in favor of Bitcoin and gold, says Max Kaiser. So that's something that you really need to keep a close eye on. If these big folks, these big cats, are starting to divest and put into Bitcoin and gold and other things, I'm telling you, they're gonna wait until the last moment to do that. So what does that tell you? Russia to set up new multi-purpose cargo port in the Far East. South Australian plane passengers land into surprise quarantine as Perth rolls out new snap COVID-19 restrictions. A creator of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine says jab needs time to make impact and life won't return to normal until next winter. That's what they're saying, and that's what they're saying pretty much globally. Things won't be normal until next winter. And you know what? Don't hold your breath. Lockdown killings, horrifying stats raise fears of fresh spike in domestic abuse deaths. Ukraine's health chief diagnosed with COVID-19 had just warned that the crisis-ridden country's hospitals are facing disaster. Africa's digital economy may see more than six-fold growth by 2050. Iran boosts military cooperation with Iraq as it warns of U.S.-backed terrorists being redeployed to the region. No yo-yo shutdowns. Germany should be ready for 4 to 5 months of strict anti-coronavirus measures, says the economy minister. Are you hearing this? 4 to 5 months of strict anti-coronavirus measures. Now, this is Germany, but don't think that it's impossible to happen here. MSM rushed to report on Trump conceding election after his tweet claiming Biden won because the left rigged the vote. China builds more 5G stations than the rest of the world combined, while those lagging behind back off from its technology. I thought that was kind of an interesting headline. More protests shake Belarus as security forces begin sweeping crackdown with flash grenades and tear gas. Russian military setting up humanitarian response center in disputed Nagorno-Karabakh as hundreds of refugees, on the move. Really started stumbling there. Biden aide says federal government must sign off on transition this week after process freezes. Ban on Thanksgiving, ? Washington state to crack down on indoor social gatherings, restrict businesses after rise in COVID-19 cases. Ivanka and Don Jr. blast the media for failing to cover attacks on conservatives after the Trump rally attendees targeted by mobs. Yeah, all this partisan media is not good. News should not be partisan. It didn't used to be, and it shouldn't be now. Peru's interim president, Moreno, resigns after 2 protesters killed in clashes. And by the way, I know it's not. They're news shows. They're not news, they're news shows. Look, people shouldn't be allowed, and when I say allowed, I don't mean necessarily laws and all that. We, as individuals, need to stop accepting and watching and taking part in promoting bad, false information. That's the only way that we can really stop it. Everybody wants to boycott this corporation and boycott that corporation. Why don't everybody boycott MSM? Literally boycott it. Turn off the damn TV. Boycott it. Completely. That's the only way. It's the only way you're going to put an end to it. Because as long as you allow them to create a profit doing it, they're going to be able to continue doing it and make a boatload of money in doing so. And on top of all of that, they control you. Which is the worst part of it all. They're making tons of money off of controlling you. Crazy. Let's see. We have to get people to take the vaccine, Fauci tells CNN, adding no return to normal until next summer. He's saying next summer. A lot of countries are saying next winter. COVID-19 was present in Italy as early as September 2019, says a study of lung cancer screenings. So that was the headline that I said was kind of interesting. Trump unloads on Bolton after election comments calling ex-advisor a dope who wanted to go to war. Boris Johnson told to self-isolate after contact tests positive for COVID-19. Let's see. Silencing discussion, ? UK Labour Party demands online crackdown to anti-vax disinformation ahead of COVID-19 vaccine rollout. Poland blames Russia for damaging its image in Western countries as Warsaw's rows with Brussels deepen. Escape from New York, 300,000 households. That's a lot. 300,000 households flee as lockdowns and surging crime sour residents on the Big Apple. I don't see why. No way. No way. Liftoff, SpaceX Crew Dragon launches to space station with crew of 4 astronauts. Michigan's Whitmer, whose previous lockdown orders were ruled unconstitutional, imposes new COVID-19 restrictions as cases rise. And there's a number one there. Syrian Foreign Minister Walid Muallim dies at the age of 79, says state media. And that is the headlines. Huh. Wow. Through those headlines, I almost wiped out that other cup of coffee. See why I needed it? Because I knew I needed it. Oh my goodness. Looking over there. Yeah, I don't know how they would know that from a lung cancer screening. I have no idea. But I do find it interesting. Yeah, I don't necessarily believe all the news, but I will entertain it. And I will entertain that. The notion anyway that it was found in Italy, because look at how bad Italy got hit. It's very highly possible that people were sick and dying with COVID-19 in Italy before they even knew COVID-19 was a thing. And they may not have realized it. Nobody may have realized it until China picked up on it. But the question is, how in the hell did it get to Italy? We've already determined where this originated, correct? I think we have, right? I think it's safe to say that this originated in China. Probably Wuhan, in a lab. And I think it's pretty safe to say that. Hang on one sec. I'm going to blow my nose. I'll be right back. All right. So anyway, I think that's pretty safe to say. So how did it get in Italy? And why? Now remember, I've got a theory, and I can't remember what meeting it was, but there was a big wig meeting. I think it might have been some type of big economic forum or something. I can't remember which meeting it was, but there was a huge meeting right before China started reporting not started reporting, but right before people started reporting the big outbreak in China. There was a big meeting with the countries. One of the big, meetings. And I still suspect that there was spreading going on there, because it seemed like from that time is when all these other nations were getting peppered with it. And when I say all these other nations, folks, I'm not talking about the citizens. I'm talking about the government officials. So how was it that they were getting hit, like they did? It was kind of crazy. So, yeah, crazy. But yeah, I don't know how they would have possibly found that in that. I don't know if there's monitoring for that everywhere. I got no clue. I'll tell you what, I'm concerned. I am. I think again, it's not that the virus itself is going to be so deadly for so many. I mean, there's going to be many people that contract it and get over it. That's no justification. One life is too many in my book, but we can't, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do to prevent any lives. But if we all start listening and taking precautions and looking for the science and not the politics, Like I said, all we got's each other. We can't rely on a government. Our government is, you might as well say, non-functional. It's malfunctioning so bad, you might as well say non-functional. So all we have is each other through any of this. And I have a feeling that it's really, really, truly going to come down to that. To just having each other. And I don't mean each other as in you and I over the internet. I don't think that's going to be a possibility. I don't think that's going to be a possibility. It's just going to be those around you. Physically around you. Or maybe that you could reach by ham radio or whatnot. I don't think it's far off. I don't think it's far off. The way I'm watching things unfold and unravel, not good. And, you know, I don't intend to sound like I'm trying to fearmonger about the COVID thing, because I'm not. There's many people that are going to contract it, and they're going to get over it fine, and they're going to be fine. But there are also many that are not. There are many that will perish. There are many that may not die, but they'll have permanent health damage as a result of the illness. So we can't just say, oh, well, most people would just get over it. That's not cool. That's not cool. We have to help each other here. There is no other way. We don't have leaders. We have ringleaders, circus ringleaders. We don't have leaders. Leaders would have never allowed us to get to this point. Okay? Leaders would have made sure you were educated on all of this correctly. There wouldn't have been no back and forth. True leaders between Democrat and Republican, if they either one of them were true leaders, there wouldn't be bickering back and forth. Plain and simple. But it's a game to them. It's about power and control and money to them. But it's about human life to you and I. All we've got's each other. So if we want to protect that human life, that's on us. Not on somebody that you go vote for. And it doesn't matter how much Trump or Biden would want to personally help you. They can. They can't make you put on a mask. They can't make you change your dining habits, or they've tried, and you could say they've been successful for the most part. Man, people are going to do what people are going to do. And the reason why there are a lot of people that are out just going about their normal lives, like around in our area, for instance, there's a lot of people just going about their normal lives. It's because they haven't been told the truth. They've been listening to, whichever idiot that tells them that this is undoubtedly nothing for nobody. And that is not the case. That is not the case. Bring it back full circle to the beginning of the monologue when I talked about viral load. That's going to be a very important factor here. If you don't know the channel Peak Prosperity, we don't do video. I don't play videos here anymore. If you don't know the channel Peak Prosperity, go to Peak Prosperity on YouTube, subscribe to it, and start watching videos. That guy does not have a political agenda. Anyway, I am gonna go ahead and wrap up. I've been up for an hour and a half live, and I'm gonna put that knife back together before I go to bed and whatnot. So I am gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody coming. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it again. Pray, please, for the lady I went to school with, for her son. Please pray for all of those that may have been exposed from asymptomatic symptoms, if you will. So, and please pray for the world. The whole world is in this boat, folks. This is not, and I don't mean just the COVID boat, okay? I also mean this crazy power struggle boat that's going on with international, international influences, okay? Pray for all of it. Pray for all of it. But pray for God's will. That's kind of important. Pray for God's will. Don't necessarily pray for it to go a certain way, because that may not be the best way, and I've learned that. Pray for God's will. Pray for His will to be done. Anyway, I hope everybody has a good night. God willing, we'll see you tomorrow. As always, God bless you. We love you, and be one with your spirit.